Hello everyone. As I know that today is that I'm going to review my take on Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. As I know this is a new story from the fairy tales of Shrek, so let's not waste a damn time to review this movie. So, after the events of Shrek Forever After, Puss in Boots becomes a legend of defeating a giant monster, but the giant monster kills Puss with a bell. When Puss wakes up, he only has one life left, but Puss somehow brushes it off, but he loses a fight with a wolf who is revealed to be called Death the Blood Wolf. But he reveals to be a bounty hunter, as he decides to hang up his cape and become a cat for Mama Luna. As a result of this, after some time, he soon meets a dog called Perito, but their conversation is cut short when Goldilocks and her three bears show up to find him. However, when they found his grave, they inadvertently reveal the wishing star to Puss, who decides to find it and get his lives back. So Perito comes along too, as Puss decides to call Perito his sidekick. But however, the map is being controlled by the evil Big Jack Horner, in what Horner wants to use the wishing star to have all the magic in the world for himself. Even though Horner tries to steal the map, but Puss ends up reuniting with Kitty. Even though Puss decided to steal that map from Horner's grip. Even though, for the map, Kitty wanted the map for herself. She was mad at Puss for what happened at Santa Colomba. But they team up with Perito to put away the differences, and they escape Goldie and Horner to head to the Dark Forest where the wishing star is. But as they found out that the path is different for everyone who wields the map, they have terrifying paths. But Perito has an easy one, so they let him hold the map. But when he gets rid of a stick, Perito falls it, leading him to be captured by Horner. But Puss and Kitty manage to save him, but Puss starts having hallucinations of the Blood Wolf and runs away, leading to them to lose the map to Goldie. In what Puss reveals that the Blood Wolf, who was killed by Puss, came back to life from the dead as a bounty hunter, that Perito admitted it to leaving Kitty at the Atla at the Church of Santa Colomba, that he has regretted ever since. But Kitty overhears their conversation and tells him she never came to the altar either, specifically because she felt like she couldn't compete with someone who loves himself more than her. But they managed to find the map in the cabin of the bears and steal it back. But Perito gets kidnapped once again. Kitty goes to save Perito, but Puss gets trapped in the cave of lost souls. To make things worse, he encounters the Blood Wolf again, but the Blood Wolf reveals himself to be Death the Blood Wolf the whole time. But Puss runs away and spots Kitty and Perito. But Goldie reveals she wishes for an actual family, but Baby gets heartbroken. Marla tells they have to get a wish before what she really wants to have. But when they reach the star, Puss wants to make his wish, but gets stopped by Kitty, who calls him out for his selfishness. But he reveals that the Blood Wolf is coming for him. However, they are interrupted by Goldie and Horner. They attack them. But however, Horner ends up falling into a never-ending bag. But Goldie saves Baby, who was almost thrown off the star. But Puss encounters Death again. This time, Puss decides to fight Death willingly. But a disappointed Death wants to spare her after seeing that Puss has changed, but warns him they would meet again. Puss and Kitty reconcile and start a new relationship. All seems to be well, but Jack eats a cookie that makes him grow. Wait a minute! I mean, when all would seem to be well, Horner eats a cookie that makes him grow big, like a giant kaiju-sized, Willy the Giant-esque Godzilla-like monster! Wow. What was the last time I saw a humanoid Godzilla monster? Did I ever see a giant shredder in that Turtles Forever movie? I remembered seeing Turtles Forever. That one movie that had a similarity. Wait a minute. The idea of the turtles fighting a giant shredder is similar to the idea of Puss and his pals battling a giant hoarder. Wait a minute! Great Scott! It turns out that Turtles Forever and Puss in Boots The Last Wish are identically the same movie! Eureka! Wow. I didn't have to mention Krell for some reason, because I hate that character. Speaking of that, as Hoarder tries to make his wish, he gets stopped by Puss and Kitty, but along with Goldie, have decided to rip up the map, as all their wishes have already happened. This causes the star to crumble that kills Hoarder. So Puss, Kitty, and Goldie go to their separate ways, while Pirito finally gets his name to go back home, with the help of a ship that they stole it from, so they can head to far, far away and reunite with some old friends. Even though I like the animation, which is reminiscent to that of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, combined with the very exotically storytelling illustrations to that of the Mitchells vs. the Machines, Claws, the Bad Guys, and Arcade League of Legends. It takes a painterly style design to make it look like a fairy tale world by using new technology, rather than using Toy Story-esque technology. As I loved the screenplay and its special effects, like they had an all-star cast of celebrities involved, thanks to Joel Crawford's amazing writing and Tom Wheeler's storytelling, it's kind of interesting. Even though I could imagine that there were loads of celebrities involved in it, like Antonio Banderas, Salma Hayek, Pinot, Harvey Guillén, Florence Pugh, Olivia Colman, Ray Winstone, Samson Kayo, John Mulaney, Wagner Moura, Anthony Mendez, Davine Joy Randolph, Kevin McCann, Conrad Vernon, and Cody Cameron. They all had to reprise their roles, although Shrek, Donkey, and Fiona appeared in unspeaking appearance in a brief flashback, even though Imelda from the first film makes a cameo appearance as well, from the same flashback back from the previous movie. Although it's very interesting that, apart from Pacific Data Images, which went bankrupt in 2015, it's probably a must-have. I know I appreciate this has been DreamWorks' best film since The Bad Guys and the How to Train Your Dragon trilogy. I know I appreciate this movie that's kind of interesting, and I love the soundtrack that they brought back Smash Mouth's All-Star, which was originally used for the first movie of Shrek. That was from 2001. Would be so awesome. I love absolutely everything to do with this movie. The characters are likable. Everything that I love about this movie is kind of cool. To make Zoe look like Spider-Verse, it's sort of awesome that I kind of appreciate the imagination of this movie. They want to revisit the roots to the first movie because they want to go to a painterly look to it rather than just realism. It feels like a fun idea to do this. As I'm saying, despite having an unknown money budget, if it's going to go direct to video or straight to DVD, or streaming, if you count Paramount Plus, that's kind of solid. I like the music, and they've written Phyllis Hero and Paul Tevaz. It's kind of unique that they brought music from Shrek 2 as well. Yeah, I know Henry Jackman did a good job with Dan Navarro, Gabby Moreno, and Hater Pereira. And it looks pretty unique that I enjoy it. That I sort of like this movie. And I know it got delayed for like a span of 4 years. It was originally supposed to come out on November 2nd, 2018, but was delayed to December 21st, 2018. But due to the releases of both Aquaman and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, they moved it up to September 23rd, 2022, then to December 21st, 2022, and then they decided to move it up to November 26th, 2022. Although, the ace up of this movie is that The fear of death is the engine that drives your wish. And that is like a central theme to this movie. As I would give this movie a solidly decent 8.1 out of 10. Despite the positive reviews saying that it may be a dark-haired, edgier, but extremely funny animated movie. Like, designed for like a Tykes' span of the attention of you see the brethren of animation. It falters from resulting frantic action sequences that are ripped out of a freaky Jackie Chan movie. And there were loads of comic modes that land, action set pieces that pop, an overwhelming sensation that it takes a meditation with the inevitability of death. With that out of the way, I can say this movie, it is distributed by Universal Pictures. In for a kids movie, I personally want to tell you that I might say goodbye to you all now. Bye-bye!